in sense that they're one of the major players in the unique hardware/software experience. And I mean, look, who the hell thought you'd play Bloodborne Successor on a Nintendo Switch or Nintendo platform? Albeit that's coming out next year. But that looks like that was something. That's from Soft exclusive on Nintendo platform. That was an impressive release announcement.
Yeah, Sony said no to Bloodborne 2. Nintendo said yes. So that's how
I don't know what Sony's thinking about half the time.
Honestly, that's the funny thing. They're not.
No,
precisely.
Yep. Are we really all coming in Nintendo themed even in our phones?
Hey, I've had this for years.
I'm not complaining. You're on a Star Destroyer. It's great. Jason, you just need the Enterprise or something.
I think I can do that.
I could match even better.
I still am impressed with Jesus's background. Are we looking at a ceiling with Mike? Can't tell.
Can I throw a quick question to the panel?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
How many years of pre-ordering day one? Are you sold, or you still need to see more?
I'm looking at you, Logan, because I'm not pre-ordering.
No, repeat the question.
Are you fellas pre-ordering for a day one release, or are you guys waiting it out?
That depends on what price they're going to finally announce. If it stays the same, which to my knowledge is $450 for the console and then $50 additional for the bundled Mario Kart World, I would still pre-order it at that $500 price point.
Yeah,
that seems the more logical thing, really.
Now, if they bump it up, it depends on how much. Like maybe 50, 100, I could still consider it. If
that's like AAA price though for a handheld.
No,
or mostly a handheld.
But the price itself, to me, doesn't when the Vita came out. That was pretty exorbitant as well, but I still got it day one, and I still have it, and maybe only had to fix it once just because I had to replace the battery. So that was about it, and it's still going pretty strong.
I sent you the knock to.
All right, cool. I'll accept.
There you go.
I just saw it now.
How you doing, Terry? Good to see you, buddy.
Shit.
Drop us any questions.
Shit.
Yeah, chat. If anybody has any questions or anything they heard that we haven't heard, please feel free and
get those opinions in there.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, for me, I would
disable your mic in the
GameCube
thing. There you go. Yeah, because you were echoing for me. Perfect. We should be good.
That's just me.
Yep, there we go.
Background for everybody.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
Oh, beat me up, Scotty.
Wrong Enterprise.
Oh shit, my bad. I was giving it all I've got.
Gonna be more like engage.
Oh, make it so.
Make it so.
That's my man. That's my man.
Both.
That's my man. That's my man.
Okay.
I'm not pre-ordering any of the Switches. However, I'm a huge Pokemon fan when it comes to the Switch games. That's for sure.
I've really thought about it, and
So the new release of the Pokemon games got you?
Yeah. That's why I have it. It was for every release because I have officially beaten every Pokemon game that they've ever come out with, and it's mostly the reason I come back to it. I do like the.
No, I'm talking about Pokemon ZA.
I don't know anything about ZA yet. This is actually the first I've heard about it.
Mike, just a tad bit. Raise your volume just a bit for your mic. Just a little bit.
Yeah, ZA is based on. I'm not a big Pokemon expert, but I did play a lot of Pokemon X as one of my quote first Pokemon games. So Lumio City is the scenery. It's supposed to follow the Pokemon Legends moniker, so it's going to be a little spin-off.
What the hell?
The fun part is, I hear him pretty good. You sure it's not
pretty loud to me.
I don't know why.
Did you check his Discord volume for you, Noctum?
I think my microphone's broken.
We can hear you just fine.
It's probably just me.
Yeah, we can hear him.
Okay.
I'm about to say I would get ZA mostly like, hey, I got it. I'll let my nephew play it.
I feel like it's their answer to Power World because they're trying to change up the formula.
They're still trying to get Power Roll from ever being existed, and it
Boys
ain't
are
working.
still working on that one.
Don, I thought I got a notification from you. Where'd it go?
Like, I'm just mostly excited. Like, hey, I could finally play Gale of Darkness and Coliseum again without having to come in
true.
and have the emulation aspects.
Yep. And if you try to hunt down a physical copy, that's like a $300 game.
Funny thing is, I had both. Unfortunately, I had to sell both to make sure, hey, I need power in my house.
Kind of hoping that they drop Eternal Darkness on the GameCube thing. I'd be happy with that.
The question that isn't being asked yet, with the added benefit they're tacking on to the Plus, how long are they going to keep the price then? Because and what technology are they using for the GameCube classics? It's got to be some sort of streaming, right?
They said
Because GameCube games like a gig and a half. Are they going to just slow down?
Normally, it just if
Isn't
you
it
have
still emulation? They don't like using that word, but
no, what they're doing is like with the Nintendo 64 aspect of the Nintendo Switch Online.
Mhm.
So once you have that, do that yearly bundle type deal. So you should be good to go.
Don, are you not live
That's
right
what
now?
they're all going to, right?
Is some type of
Microsoft-
subscription.
Yeah,
No, I'm not
Microsoft's
live.
got it. PlayStation's got it. They're all going to some sort of monthly subscription plan because that's where they make their money. The console sales don't do it anymore.
no.
It's
Well,
those recurring charges.
and now
That's fine.
now that you're paying for a separate chat function on the Switch, that is also dumb.
That
What?
I am completely against. Yeah, their little video and microphone enabled access.
That
Yeah.
thing.
That supposedly has been marked at $20 per month as a service. What is
Extra?
basically a discount Discord.
I gotta redo the sharing with you, not. I
Isn't
closed it out by
Discord
accident.
itself the discount because it's free?
No, because we actually get good quality. We get good quality audio, good quality video. If you saw those Nintendo Directs, it sounded like somebody was talking through a hallway in their microphone, and the video was choppy.
15 frames a second. By the
Oh,
looks of it.
Not to need you to re-accept
How
that share
can they
thing.
not
I
know
messed
that,
up
though?
and
Gotcha.
I accidentally closed it out. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Intel, you said something?
Yeah, I was like, how can they not know that their quality is that poor? How can they expect people to actually subscribe to that when you have better alternatives that are cheaper or free? Doesn't make any sense. It's not a good business model.
It isn't.
I got
Well, we never really said they were smart.
Crystal Dragon. I have to admit, and this isn't a knock on Nintendo fans, I don't see how the Switch 2 is even coming close to 500 I spent on my Series X. In truth, the gaming experience is
Welcome to the show, Gwen.
I'm getting isn't nearly as heavy for me. It's not pulling the weight of the price it's asking.
Right. And that was kind of my point. It's not a big, knockdown console like an Xbox or a PlayStation. Certainly
Yeah.
doesn't come close to a PC in my opinion. But
No.
they're pricing themselves like they are one. And it just doesn't make sense. They've never been one of the big boys. If they want to be, then they need to go back to the days when they were making full
Actual
consoles, like
consoles?
GameCube,
Yeah.
Super NES, that sort of thing.
GameCube was the days, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. GameCube was good and
Pikmin.
underrated. And
And I think to Don's point, they claim that they want to be taken seriously and they want to kind of distance themselves from being the console for kids. I think that's what they need to do, right? They need to come out with something that's real deal, that's hard hitting, and then they can pull some actual titles for.
I think Nintendo ended up shifting from that because they started getting more revenue from their DS than they did their actual home consoles, like the Wii.
Gwen, your camera is not
Then-
loading for me. It keeps failing.
Then they just need to accept it.
Oh,
right?
I know. I'm
And
working on it.
They're the console
Okay,
for
dear.
kids, and they need to run with that. Of course, they're going to have like hardcore people that grew up with it that play it, And I think that's one of the appeals of Nintendo is the fact that you can buy the system for your kids, and it's something that you don't mind playing with them. if you're a parent, right?
Very true.
And I think that's something that PlayStation and Xbox don't hit as much because they tend to be more of the adult-themed games, and
More adult themed?
geared
I
for
would
that.
say more of like mid-range to adult, like teen more.
Yeah. But they're not
Riot
those
Maker
kind of party
is
games where you can sit down as a family and play, right? Where Nintendo tends to have a lot of those titles, like
knocked
Smash
them
Brothers and stuff like that.
Riot Makers in here with a raid. Let's go.
of 25. A raid of 25.
A raid of 25? Wow.
Yeah,
Welcome on.
There you go.
what was it? I'm gonna give him a shout out real quick.
Hey, Riot Maker. Welcome everybody to Knockdom Show
How you
here.
doing, Riot?
There we go.
There's that lovely face. Welcome, Tolly. How? It's great to have you, as always.
Thank you, everyone, for showing up. We're all discussing the Nintendo Switch. So, anyone has any opinions or anything on
Let's
it?
start
Are
a
you pre-ordering
riot.
day one? Something? Feel free to shoot us any questions, and we'll talk about it accordingly.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but
No.
the Switch 2 is not going to be. It's not going to be backwards
Hold on.
compatible,
Bear back.
correct?
It's going to be backwards compatible to a point. I've shared that information around a bit, but
Mhm.
according to someone on the dev team, that they are not using any Switch 1 hardware. It's all just Switch 2 stuff. So
Okay.
more Switch games are not going to be as compatible as we initially thought, and they've even hinted that it more than likely will be emulation as well. So
Okay.
So you still be able to play a lot of the Switch games, the majority, but it's not as if it's running off the actual cartridge.
I think it's
Okay.
going to be similar to what the Xbox is, where some games are backwards compatible, but not all. And then, of course, they had to, if there was enough demand for it, they would put something on there, some update to allow certain games to play. Because there's some, like I have Predator Concrete Jungle or whatever on the original Xbox, and that does not play on the Series X or One. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, because when I heard about that, I thought, oh, well, great. That's Nintendo's way of saying, hey, you got to buy all your games again. And that was, yeah. And I was like, no.
well, let's see. I got,
That's good to know.
What's good to know?
They did
I
try
I missed
and
it. I'm
push
sorry.
for the upgrade.
There were Minecraft problems in the other room with the kids. I had to go run. I'm sorry. Well,
I was-
good. I got rated.
yeah. No, I was here
Shout
for
out
that.
to the Riot Maker. Anyone who hasn't followed the Riot Maker, please do, by the way. He's a really good friend of the channel. Now, he did say the Switch 2 seems like it's a very heavily monetized console, and I'm not a huge fan of that, which, again, we all agree on that. They're trying to nickel and dime everybody now with this shit. Like, this, again, the stupid voice chat. If they up the price of the expansion pass, I'm going to be even more pissed because it's already exorbitant.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Maker,
that's
shout
just the
out
way
right
the
there.
industry's going. Like, there's so many games now that are nothing but microtransactions, and it's sad to see that the consoles and the major systems are following suit.
Don't you judge me on my V-Bucks spendage, buddy.
That you have, list them for us so we can.
Yeah, Fortnite has a lot of your money. I know.
I just can't get enough of those jams. I love making music.
And
But you can do that without. Never mind.
but there's just got to be smarter ways to be player friendly. I mean, look at Helldivers. That's, I think, one of my better examples, because you can buy the game and then you just play, earn super credits, and put it towards any war bond that comes out. They don't strong arm you for that, and they've been pretty adamant about that. Even Sony is now fully backing down from the PSN thing. They're not even trying with Helldivers anymore.
And I think that's the way that this should be, right? Like, give me an option. If I want to spend my own money to advance myself, great.
This
But
coming
don't
from the
make it to
27th
where there's a
century.
core component of the game, or I'm not going to get the same experience. You know, if I don't spend my money, because I already bought the game.
As long as it's either cooperative or single player, you gotta watch out for pay-to-win models in competitive gaming.
Yeah, well,
Is that like
competitive
Zai,
gaming, right?
pronounced like Zai, like Zoltan? Zoltan.
Thanks, Goth Girl. Like, I don't like how the people are handling their gaming consoles. I mean, none of the companies are really handling the consoles right now. Sony's already trying to move on to PS6, which I think is really stupid.
Well, it was already a bad idea to come up with a 5 Pro and just double the price and then take away features.
And then
Like
Microsoft
Exactly.
is trying it one more time with the console, but they're also trying to do a handheld as well. And now Sony
handling their platform well, though.
the original PSP, in my opinion, was a really good product if they would have stuck with it and just made it better instead of trying to do 3 other different ways to go about it and failed miserably.
The Vita to me was the one that really should not have been abandoned. I mean,
I didn't like the Vita.
I didn't have a Vita. I had a PSP Slim. That was the shit.
Yeah.
I have the Vita and the Vita TV, and I hacked my Vita TV. That thing was pretty easy to hack. And
I missed that on that. That was an easy hack indeed.
honestly, it's still going pretty strong. I saw a picture at a football game where everyone's holding their cell phones up. One guy's holding their Vita to record. So
that's as bad as seeing somebody holding up an iPod.
Hanging on.
That's as bad as somebody holding up an iPod.
I mean, yeah, sure.
I was never really an iPod person.
No.
I hate Apple products.
Listen, I hate I hate Apple products as much as the next person, but I had an iPod back when I was younger. Yeah.
Another thing is why
when it was first released,
Mario launch title. Why don't we get a Mario launch title?
It basically had a hold on the MP3 market for music players.
It really did because Zune tried. All right, I'm getting you guys off topic. I'm sorry. Back to Nintendo.
That's fine. It's fine.
It was Mario's fault.
Like I said, and I agree with Don too. Like, why no Mario launch title? Like, Don was upset.
Did you see? I clipped it. I was so upset.
I was there.
I had to go off camera.
Had to go off camera.
Besides Mario Kart World, I really don't consider
I feel it's so disrespectful. Like, I'm glad that Donkey Kong got his own private title again, but come on.
Donkey Kong should be that. Why? Why?
Because they went back to the original Donkey Kong design.
Okay, so I get to throw barrels in 4K. That's
want to?
Sure, why not?
It's DK Odyssey. That's what it is. We don't get a Mario Odyssey 2.
DK Odyssey.
I did like Mario Odyssey. I really did.
DK
like
Breath of the Wild. DK Tears of the Kingdom.
Those were
Underground. I swear what was it? The Godzilla Kong movies inspired the setting for this.
Yeah.
And the only thing I can speculate.
I'm going to get a backlash on this one. I don't really care for the new Zelda games. Tears and Breath of the Wild, they were not fun to me.
What didn't you like about them?
They sold pretty good.
Hello, you have you get the Master Sword. The thing should be unbreakable.
The power was always within you, Link.
I will agree. The whole your weapons break system was very annoying.
Thank you.
That turned me off a lot. I didn't even finish Breath of the Wild. Eventually, I will.
The lack of dungeons.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, personally, anything past Ocarina of Time, I did not like.
Anything after Twilight Princess.
Sorry, I love Twilight Princess.
Knock them. Follow up to your statement before about no Mario game.
Yeah.
I can only speculate. April 2026, what's coming out? The new movie. So maybe
the live action
tie in. Yep, April 2026.
I'm excited for that.
But that'll be almost a year from the launch of Switch 2. So then maybe that's when you drop Mario.
Yeah.
That'd
maybe,
be good.
I don't know.
That'd be good business.
I mean, they could do a movie version of the game. And
that's what I'm thinking. Imagine they flipped the script and now it's a movie version of a Mario game. That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy.
Have they done that before?
Then I'm going to be hearing Chris Pratt's wahoos and yahoos.
Yeah, right.
So I would be so under. It would make me depressed.
You're depressed. Are you going to be a blue star? You're going to be a little blue star?
There is no escape, only the eternal pain of entrapment and sadness.
Oh God, that thing.
Yay, it's our time! Oh, we're gonna live.
Donkey Kong talk. Don't get me wrong. Seth Rogen is good, but he should not be Donkey Kong.
I know. No. He's in everything. And it's
as long as Bowser is Jack Black in the game, I approve.
You like Jack Black as Bowser? I don't like Jack Black.
You didn't like him?
No, I
Black was
did not
great as
like him.
Bowser. He kind of.
I can agree with that. I didn't like the super. Bowser never seemed like the musically inclined beforehand.
I mean, he could have. I mean, what do you think? He probably.
I don't know. It's just,
I mean, what do you think he could have done? He could have done between the whole time of, hey, your prince is in the wrong castle. He's out
Seriously.
back there making music.
I know. I'm
They're
gonna
serenading Peach.
give me an acoustic guitar. Let me sing about how sad I am about how she be in another castle. Let me tell you.
that was always
Let
so
me sing a
annoying.
song
though,
on how I
where-
gave a princess Stockholm syndrome. There we go.
where people were complaining, saying that Bowser was being so cringe, pining for her, and I'm like, the bad guy being the bad guy, pining for the. That's
His whole
that's not
stick
cringe.
was
That's the whole
kidnapping
thing.
Princess
That's-
Peach.
All right, I'm gonna say this, and I may get a lot of hate for this, but Jack Black was a horrible Bowser. However, Jim Carrey was an amazing Robotnik.
Yeah, he is. All three
I'm about to
movies.
say,
He's awesome.
I've honestly I like both of them as the characters they played.
You would.
Fight me.
Dragon said, I had an iPad Nano, but it was a gift. I loved it at the time because having 500 songs instead of an album is pretty sweet.
Right.
Not sure why, but Zelda has never grabbed me.
Ah.
Truth
No
truth
lawsuits
is,
then.
we can't expect Charles
To each
to
their
beat
own.
Mario forever. Yes, but that's the one thing that I'm like. I can say that about a lot of other things too, where I can agree. Yeah, he's human. He's getting old. We were going to get a replacement regardless. It's the same thing with Bruce Campbell as Ash Williams. He can't do that guy for either. It's eventually
That's what
we
I got.
got to accept the replacements.
I don't have to
And-
accept shit.
Or
Charles Martinet, baby.
Yeah, there is no other Vader besides James Earl Jones.
Okay, no, I disagree with her. I disagree with
he
her.
sold his voice to Disney.
I disagree with her.
Yeah,
Just
he's
saying.
got that agreement.
James Earl Jones did the contract, whatever. He sold his to make sure that the voice we hear is always going to be his now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's all. It may be done by AI, but he
That's what I
made
was-
sure
You will
his-
always be my
I was just
son.
about to say, you guys act like the voice actors will be anything but AI in 10 years anyway.
Boy, dude, I've been talking
No,
to some of them
it'll be
about it. They're
you
not
that will be
happy.
gone in 10
They're
years.
not happy. My friend.
Oh,
Wilfred
Intel, that's
Allen-
depressing.
I love your shirt
Whatever,
today,
whatever.
Intel. You look really nice, sir.
Hey, thanks, man.
Look at you all snazzy.
I'm a
We
mess.
gotta have
I
our
was going
captain
yard.
be snazzy.
As I'm
So
sitting here
you
with
and
a
Don were
fucking
doing yard work today.
sleeveless T-shirt that says "Employee of the Month."
I was doing
They
laundry
jokingly
like
said-
crazy today.
Hey,
that
I'm
done?
finally finished with all my laundry.
Okay,
They've jokingly said the streamers will be all AI in 10 years too, so we got to be careful.
Oh God.
I'm AI right now.
Ooh.
I'm AI right now. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not like that. This is AI. It just takes a lot of programming and a lot of keyboard work. But I'm behind the AI.
All these
so-
quote unquote.
So in other words, you're
VTubers.
Vox.
I mean, one of my co-hosts is a
Don't give my
robot
secrets away.
head. So
There's a reason.
So,
I'm gonna stop
quick
there,
question
though.
to the panel before we asked everybody if they're in on day one, and very mixed results and everything. So if you're Nintendo, and the Switch right now has 150 million unit install base, how do you convert half of that to Switch 2 within 2 years? Because the pricing is not helping.
No, it
Innovation, it's not a revolution. It's just a
Just a
incremental
minor
upgrade. It's going to be a tough sell. And what scares
Yeah.
me, if anybody's been tracking this history of Nintendo has a loss, and then a win, then a loss, then a win, then a loss.
Yep.
Super
Kinda.
Nintendo was a hit. GameCube was a
Windows.
flop. Wii knocked it out of the park. Wii U, WTF
Went down to
happened.
hell.
Right?
We brought it back.
Switch,
but the Wii U suffered like Sega because everyone thought it was an attachment. Like
yep,
the
and
third.
that was bad PR. That was bad marketing.
Yeah, that was,
So
that was all
Nintendo-
bad on them.
Is on the under the gun right now to promote Switch 2 to show you how much different it's going to be than Switch 1, and it's not. So
I'm
it
also-
scares me.
For me, I'm mostly just like, hey, I have Joy-Cons that fit my big ass hands.
I have a question about the controllers. Like, you might have said this before I made it in here, but does anybody else think that like it was very lazy just to come up with the exact same controller design, just that I can snap them in instead of sliding them out?
Well, that was one of my questions. Like, what's the revelation with Switch 2? What separates it from Switch 1?
Yeah.
Is the way that the Joy-Cons they slide, and they slide and then lock. Okay, that makes perfect sense. But after a certain point of bringing them up, putting them back, rinse and repeat, it loses the integrity of it holding in place.
Yeah, it does.
And therefore, once it loses the integrity of holding in place, you really can't
Snap
play
it back in.
handheld while
Can't
it's
play
snapped
as a
back in.
handheld, right?
It played as a handheld, yeah.
Yeah, you can play as a handheld.
Sure, the dock would still work, but...
Well, yeah, the back will still work, but at the same time, you can't play handheld because it ain't sitting in place.
Yeah, because they could get demagnetized, right, at some point?
At some point, yeah.
They could,
yeah, I read about that too, yeah.
Unless there's a little lock feature with it to make it to where,
And they're saying that plastic
you
tab...
unlock it to demagnetize.
Yep.
Fuck,
and then there's like a little tab that makes the connection to the unit, and they're saying kids could probably break it. So maybe even more fragile than the original Joy-Con.
That's not going to be good at all.
No.
Another thing that I want to add in is more going back to the games. It's not even the prices anymore. Like, $80, $90. But the most fucked up part is that even with the cartridge, there's no game in there. It's just a key.
Right?
That's it.
But I do like the nostalgia of the collecting of having the physical copy appeals to me. And there are going to be others out there who are going to be like, well, better back in the day when we had the physical box, we bought the collector's edition, we had a bigger case or a metal casing for a CD. I was always one of the type that spurged for the certain type of cases.
Yeah, but I mean, realistically, that's the way the industry's going. Like, it costs more.
Everything's going to
physical
digital.
Copy, it's going to be more expensive. I mean, you got Steam and other systems within the PC world, like the Epic launcher and all that kind of stuff.
No,
you don't
about
buy
that,
copies of games anymore.
I was going digital before a lot
and
of
the
people
consoles are
started
going to
doing
go that way too.
Yeah,
but the
Nobody's
difference
gonna
is
have
Steam's got a good reputation going, as in when you buy from them, that's going to be in your library forever.
Yep.
With other systems, like even with Nintendo, it was mentioned that there's very limitations on what you can do with the virtual copy. Like if I wanted to loan it to my child, I have to do a specific type of like transfer, and then I don't own it or I can't use it for a certain period of time until
like 30 days
expires.
or something, or 14 days or something they said, or something like that.
Well,
Or
apparently,
Steam, anyone can just use my library.
Well, one guy said that that I read an article that he's apparently terminal, and that he wants to leave his Steam library to his kids so they can still play it after he's gone. According to Steam, when he goes, he can't just transfer that over, which I think is stupid.
Person! Oh my god!
Couldn't somebody else just take over his Steam account though?
I was going to say they just log in with his credentials.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, how would they know? But they say, no, you can't do that. And I'm like, yeah, sure, we're going to follow that rule.
Well, so
I was about to say,
write down
because
the email and password, and you're good to go.
Well, we have a friend that unfortunately passed away last summer, and his wife uses his Steam account now. I mean, I mean, how are they going to tell? I mean, they're not exactly asking for ID.
Well, you don't get the gamer tag, I guess, is the big thing, right? If his kids already have their gamer tag that they like, they don't want to use their dad's.
They can
change that.
They can change it.
You can change it on Steam free of charge. It's not like PlayStation or Xbox. You have to pay $5, $6, $7 for it.
Now, for the next generation that's eventually going to be coming out, if Sony and specifically Xbox, if they don't do what Don Matrick did for the Xbox One, the best thing they can do, sure, the price for the next console is going to be crazy. We already know that's going to happen. But if they keep the game prices at least not where Nintendo's trying to go, they would essentially beat the shit out of Nintendo in that regard. Like
I think the next thing that Microsoft does in the next 10 to 20 years is they try to purchase Valve. They're going to acquire Valve, and then they're just going to integrate Valve into their Xbox platform, and you'll basically just have a mini PC.
I mean, the funny thing is,
they're already doing cross compatibility. It's the first step.
Yeah, they're doing cross compatibility.
I think it's a great idea.
And
I was saying that 20 years ago, they should have bought them.
PC,
yeah, absolutely.
A lot of stuff on PC runs off Windows, and what's Windows from?
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft.
Well, that's the thing is Microsoft has the monopoly there, right? Like they have everything from front to back. The only thing that they need is the games, and they own a handful of game studios as well. So
let's see.
Yeah, because Xbox, they're going multi-platform. It already happened. Console, web, and third-party devices. That's where they're going. Console will still be there until it's unprofitable. But yeah, you're going to see Xbox on every platform less than 5 years from now.
Yep.
Shit, probably sooner than I think.
3 years.
They're giving it. They're letting Sony get their main IPs.
Game, I hate it because of COD. Makes us have to have internet to play. I mean, everything's subscription based now. I'm glad.
Yeah, that's
still going to stay. Yeah, they're still going to require you to have internet. Yeah.
But if Microsoft buys Valve, then we're screwed.
I don't understand the concept of requiring an internet access on a mobile device. Because you can't always stay connected to, say, Wi-Fi when you're traveling.
By the time they release the Switch 2, everybody's going to have Starlink. Don't worry about it.
Unless they have a mobile chip built into the Switch 2 in future generations.
They tried doing that with the Vita, and that wasn't so great.
No.
Unless they're willing to pay the X amount per gig with hotspot, you're SOL.
And Starlink ain't so friendly with a lot. Like Isaac, I mean, I guess he figured it out, but he couldn't play Helldivers with us because Starlink just was not letting him connect to anybody. He had to jump on his hotspot just so he can play Helldivers. That was ridiculous.
Well, the thing with Starlink is it's satellite based, so you're going to have latency. There's an inherent amount of latency that you can't overcome.
Ooh, what is that?
And a lot of games are very sensitive to that, especially like first-person shooter co-op.
Yeah,
and I think that's one of the big things is that there's probably a latency check built into that online play.
I know my Dragon Ball Sparking Zero fighting game I play has a latency in real time. And like let's say I'm in the green and it shows him start to go orange to red, the game actually slows down in frames itself and our moves start becoming slow motion until his latency picks back up or my latency picks back up. And so we're literally like, oh, I hit a punch 7 times. I just did the first contact. And then makes up for it, but it's annoying.
What can we talk about?
Yeah, that would be annoying.
Been trying to fight Terry forever. He don't listen. Yeah, I'm talking about you. I see you down there turn your head all slowly over here like just waiting for him to say execute order 66.
I'm sorry. I'm just over here minding my own business.
Just execute order 66. No, nothing else at all.
No, not that. I am
your Imperial Cruiser
doing a 2-in-1 randomizer. Why? Because I hate my fucking life.
Oh, stop it.
Did you guys hear that the pre-orders for the Switch 2 in the UK sold out?
Yeah. Really?
I did not.
Mm-hmm.
How did they sell out, though?
They only sent 500 units over there.
Yeah.
About saying they're reopening up the pre-orders here in Canada on the 8th of May. So,
have you seen the scalpers already? $800 on eBay.
Yes.
Yeah, but scalping's illegal now.
So ridiculous.
Yep. Have you seen the grassroots effort they're doing? They got like this little online group that's going around reporting all the scalpers on eBay getting the listings taken down.
Oh.
So trying to combat that.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Wait a minute. So Canada's getting pre-orders May 8th?
Yeah, the U.S. and Canada are getting on May 8th.
They're still trying to blame the tariff.
Because they were going to have them 3 days ago here.
Yeah, man. I was ready for that.
I was until, well, hey, guess what? Shit happens. I don't have the money anymore.
I'm waiting. Like I said, for me, I'm waiting. I can wait because you never know what kind of shit's going to end up happening with, like, who knows? The thing might catch fire. Still remember my buddy's Xbox 360 that caught fire. So after that, I'm like, you know what? I can wait.
That was happening a lot back then.
So
the 3 Ring of Death with 360.
The Red Ring of Death. How I missed
Red Ring of Death.
Oh my god, I lost count how many times.
I fixed that mess too. But like I said, I don't know. Yeah, it seems like a powerful console, but I want to wait. Chrissy doesn't want me to wait, but I'm a fucking wait.
He doesn't want you to wait.
Andy's horror show says Mike.
Andy, hey, what's up, man? I ain't seen you in a long time. How you doing? You streaming
Again,
tonight?
open questions for chat as well. If there's anything that we haven't heard, lay it on us.
Yeah. Let's see what I was trying to do here. What the hell was I trying to do?
Logan, what else have you researched on it?
Honestly, there's so much that I keep forgetting about it. Give me a topic to discuss, and I'll probably think about something tangent to it.
I do have some exciting news. No, you're not streaming. What's your exciting news, bud? Oh, where'd that picture go? I just picked.
I think what else?
You think June 5th will still be the launch date, or are they going to push it back? Because they said they're not, but
maybe. Because what was it? They extended the tariff delay for 90 days, so they could reopen it up, but they didn't open them back up yet. So Nintendo's waiting for something, and then that happens. Will the price go up?
I must say they're halting the tariffs for 90 days, besides for China, which they're increasing it to 145%.
Yeah.
For China,
so North America,
we got to keep it on
less.
China. I know China is a great guy. We got a great guy. I got tariffs on the guy. You know, they got China.
So North America has less than 30 days to pre-order this thing. Is basically where we're at.
Basically. But Don, are you
chaos.
still pre-ordering day one?
I would like to. I foresee being disappointed already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
Andy,
I said
I do remember Jared. Oh, you're buying his motorcycle, dude. That sounds great, man. And also, he says hello to everyone.
How's it going?
Hi, Andy.
Yo, what's up? And you know what I said earlier in my opening question / introduction. I got a long-standing relationship with Nintendo. I'm going back almost 40 years. To see this happen, you know, this is heartbreaking. Because I'm really fearing I ain't getting one day one. And I've been waiting for this
What's
one
up,
for
Lux?
8 years. I
Yeah,
hope
I mean,
Nintendo
like,
pulls off a miracle.
The Switch 2, like the Direct wasn't so horrible. It just, like I said, there was a few things they got wrong. Of course, I'm excited for Metroid. Excited for the GameCube portion because I already do pay for the.
It's really awesome, Andy.
Expansion pass, which I don't think it's bad. I get to show my kids some of the older games that they were never around for.
That's the main thing
Nintendo's-
I use mine for is all the nostalgic games.
Hey, Captain.
The Switch has always been very powerful with its flagship titles, Zelda, Mario, Metroid. You can never go wrong with playing those games. It's the matter of how you're going to play those games now.
I'm hoping to pre-order day one as well. The extra performance boost will help with games like Pokemon Scarlet, Violet, and run smoothly.
Yep, those two are getting free updates.
Oh yeah, that's probably the only thing that's going to be free because like the rumor of the upgrade prices are like $15-$20 for the upgrade, which I think is ridiculous if that turns out to be true.
I was told it was $10 for certain titles, and it can be up to $20
for certain. So that's just ridiculous. And then Tears of the Kingdom, like a straight Switch 2 cartridge, that's $80 now instead of what it was before. So,
but
$60.
Are you aware what they're doing?
What's that?
When they sell those enhanced editions at retail, what they're doing is they're throwing in the original Switch cartridge and then a download code for the upgrade. So you're not getting a legitimate Switch 2 copy.
Correct.
That is shitty.
So, I'm not a big reseller of video games. I got a backlog the last 5 lifetimes. But if you ever go to resell that, it's not a Switch 2 game. It's a Switch game. And it's going to drop in value over time.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous.
That's why they want to lock you into digital only. This way you can't really sell it.
And what happens when you decide to trade it in?
Part of it, right?
And then when you try to trade it in, you get less and less and less. This is the strategy for every game company.
It's ridiculous that we
Well,
got to
that's
pay for
because the console manufacturers and the game companies don't like the secondhand market. They want you to buy it
Not
at
one bit.
retail.
You're right. Yep.
They don't want
Yep.
you to go out and buy a used copy that somebody beat and then sold for half price, right?
Yep.
That's
They don't
what-
make a dime off of it.
Price from them. Yeah.
That's what Xbox One was supposed to do when Don Matrick announced it. It was the always online thing, which they're still trying to push that kind of bullshit to this day. And then there was the fact that if you loaned your game to a friend, you had to pay a $2 fee to loan the game.
I
out
remember
to a
that.
friend.
The fee for
Yeah,
it was like a
and
guest
then-
pass or something.
And then the $1 fee to trade your game in. Such bullshit. And like that motherfucker left Xbox after a month because it just didn't work. They walked back what he tried to do. And the latest interview I saw him in, he tried to blame his team for it, even though he was the one in the interview saying all this shit. So it's Don Matrick all over again. Now it's Nintendo because they're even saying the same thing. If you can't afford the Switch 2, we got another console for you. It's the
They
Switch
did that
1.
shit. That was terrible.
That was
Xbox One all over again.
Biggest middle finger I ever saw to the consumer. That's like such bullshit.
See, I was very lucky with Xbox and what they call it now, their Game Pass. It used to be Xbox Gold. The man below me on my camera setup here, the man below me down there in his Imperial Star Destroyer. For the last 10 or so years, longer than that, I have my Xbox. Every Xbox I've ever owned has been his home Xbox. So I've had his, as long as he stayed gold, I was gold. As long as he has Game Pass, I have Game Pass.
Tony boy.
Terry, you're welcome.
You get one other title.
I'm just saying, this whole lifetime of staying Golden Pony Boy only because of you, Terry.
You're welcome.
Love you.
Crystal Dragon says, aside from playing games with Don's community and NSO games, I don't use my Switch for anything else. That's why I can't see spending the price they want for it. What they are adding with the Switch 2 doesn't justify it for me, especially on $100 a month fixed Social Security income. By that, I mean $100 in spending money. Yeah, I understand that. I agree.
Yeah.
Like not
I'm
everybody.
looking forward to getting this back.
Which one's that one?
What is that?
That's the
the
GameCube
GameCube
controller.
Oh,
I still have
This
mine they get released for the Switch.
Oh man, all you
This
people
is-
still
this
living
is
in
not-
1991. What's going on? Intel
this is
help
an
me.
actual
I
offensive.
don't
Save
have
me.
it in arm's reach. I still got my Wavebird.
Oh my god, Intel, beam me back to the 27th century, man. What are they doing? My
I
time
went
machine is
from
broken. My time machine.
I went from
broke. I can't
NES to Xbox 360. I didn't
Dude,
have
Oh, God,
any
he's
of the
got-
ones in between.
They're multiplying,
Do I need to go
Intel.
find my
They're
virtual
multiplying.
my computer.
I think it would look ridiculous with it.
Because I
Oh no, they got the Don. They got the Don. We're alone now, guys. That's it. We're all that's left.
And then these are my Joy Cons for my Switch.
Oh my
So
god, they
what's
look like
yours?
GameCube controllers.
I don't think anybody wants to see me just bash my head in every time I fuck up.
And
No,
that's
nobody
what my,
wants to see that.
Okay, that's cool.
See, that was nice. Nintendo could have designed something like that. That's
That
the
is-
worry, right?
something like this. This is a third party thing, and it works fucking great. Like,
I never had any interest in hooking mine up to the TV, so I just bought a light,
it's really
and it's like
sad.
and it's like a big Game Boy, basically.
It's really sad that third party people actually do controllers better than Nintendo. I even use one, like one of the small ones here.
Remember the-
Oh. I
that.
like that. That's awesome.
So
You know, that's a good question. You just said the word Switch Lite. You think
Yeah.
Nintendo's got that in their back pocket for people who don't want to shell out all that money?
they're
And
more
then
than
be
likely
forced to
going to
handhold only?
That wouldn't
They're
be
going to
beneath
they want
them.
to get those early units sold first before they do the
But-
light version.
There's no
That's for
they'll
people-
wait 6 months to put it out there, but I guarantee you they have it.
Yeah, I mean, I was never interested in hooking my Switch up to my TV, so when
Part
the
of
light
their
came
whole-
out, that's what I did, and I know that's part of the appeal of it, but I've always been a Game Boy person, and I think I tried it once and I didn't like it, so I got a
Thank you,
Switch Lite
Roman.
when it came out.
Gave
I
her
mean,
bad
Nintendo
vibes.
really rolled the dice going the hybrid route. It was a success, but it's big shoes to fill to build on that success. And I'm sorry for sounding like a broken record, but what's ensuing right now with this pre-order fiasco, it's not a good start.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some consequences, short term and long term, with this.
You're one of the bigger representatives for Nintendo, in my opinion, and like your opinion holds weight when it comes to that shit. That's the reason why I'm glad you're here. Same thing with Logan. Like me and Logan, we've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks ever since it announced. He was like, "It's happening. Nintendo Switch is." I'm like,
I don't know who this Logan character is.
And he's going crazy, and I'm like,
Me.
being very curmudgeon about it.
I don't have names up on here.
So, actually, I
Logan
can't
up there
complain about
looking
my
shady
Switch
as hell.
at all. I like the Switch, and it was a gift from Steph. So clearly, Crystal Dragon got infiltrated by Nintendo. They killed him and replaced him with a Nintendo bot.
He had consent. Don't worry, guys. He had consent.
I missed that last part. What?
He infiltrated.
He was like, I don't justify it. He's like, I don't really use my Switch earlier. Then he's like, flips it to, actually, I can't complain about my Switch. It's like, that's a 180. So Nintendo killed him.
I gotta accept.
Gwen, you gotta clip that.
Responsibility for that. I convinced him to join the Switch family.
Yeah, Nintendo
I have such an influence on people.
You have an influence on a lot, Don, even on me, and I barely know you, but man, do I be honored around you, man.
Appreciate that.
Oh yeah, I've shared your channel around to everybody. I mean, Jason, when what was it? Watched your I think it was affiliate anniversary that passed already.
Yeah,
was
that
was
there
cool.
secretly.
So
wasn't I dropping pickles in your chat during that? I think at one point,
when it comes to Nintendo, anything like I always discuss it with Don, or if I hear something, I'll throw it his way and see if he knows anything or whatever. It's either that or Ubisoft. I mean, Don has a beef with Ubisoft as well, and that's a.
How do you say that?
Who doesn't have a beef with Ubisoft?
Andy, thank you for coming by. He's got to head out, going to meet some homies for drinks. Y'all have a nice night. Andy, I really appreciate you coming by, man. Good luck on saving up for that motorcycle. Jared had a really nice bike, so that'd be a good bike for you to buy.
I didn't lose money at all, so the fun I'm getting from the Switch is free.
I always say Ubisoft.
I get it, Crystal. I get
Ubi. Pronunciation.
I'm with Don. Ubisoft.
I say Ubi. Some say Ubi.
I've said Ubi my whole existence, so
Ubi sounds inappropriate, bro.
Put a B in front of it, maybe.
Ubisoft. Nah, you do.
When it comes to Ubisoft, you could have a whole story for another day about that.
Yeah.
I'm a big Division player, Division 2. We got an active clan.
Yeah.
There's DLC coming out in June with the new season.
I used to play.
We're looking forward to that.
Still going strong. Crystal does have me as a friend on Xbox now, so
yeah, he's gonna get you in the clan when he got time.
Yeah.
Nice.
We got one on PC and Xbox right now.
Division
That's
2,
cool.
huh?
Mm-hmm.
No,
yeah,
I do
like
not have
Don
that.
said, there's no friendly fire in there, so it doesn't have to worry about anybody killing each other like
Damn.
people in Helldivers.
That's okay.
Yeah, when I play.
That's okay. The Suck Me Squad will continue our reign of terror in another game.
100%.
Speaking of, we haven't played Marvel Rivals in a minute.
Yeah, everybody abandoned it. I don't know what happened. I'm still playing it, so.
We didn't abandon it. It's just
found
Midnight
a player.
Murder Club ended up kind of. That took over because Isaac loves playing the fuck out of it.
Yeah,
as
because I'm
well,
always
so-
like, hey, Noct, tapping on my team, but like, hey, Noct, you guys up for some rivals tonight? We usually do it tonight. Oh, sorry, I'm in Murder Midnight something club.
Either that or D&D, and we've been running some D&D campaigns as well, and we haven't done that in a while. That's kind of what's taking up a lot
I
of our
so
time,
miss
too.
doing our D&D, Glenn.
You still do the
I know.
D&D streams?
We ran a couple, and they got a little bit better because I added new microphones, and the first one was a little bad, but when I got the microphones, everyone agreed that it turned out a whole lot better. So,
Well, I'm
Crystal
looking
Dragon,
for.
he's big on a D&D as well.
I'm
still
looking
trying
for
to
a
learn it.
DM if anybody's interested. I need a DM to help
Nice.
my guy, my
You
crew.
said you were gonna.
I don't have the confidence, Gwen. I can't do it.
Yeah, you so can.
well,
think it's
Don, I know, is going to be like he got a key for Midnight Murder Club, so I'm actually excited to play that with him
We're
too.
going to try that soon. Try to get a collab going with Knock Them.
Listen, I would love to play some
I'm just
Midnight
gonna
with you
warn
again.
everybody, Jason is a completely different player in that he's violent. He
Oh, he's
cares way
violent.
more,
Was it?
especially at me.
That game brings out my inner psychopath. I can't help it.
Yeah. Listen, he turned me into a demonic Elmo the last time we were playing.
Oh God.
It's so fun though.
I was like, come here, you son of a bitch! I'm gonna kill you! Ah!
Like, fucking-
Do you think they're gonna up the price of the expansion pass
Probably
because they added GameCube?
What's it at right now?
They're probably going to nickel and dime everything. Oh, this was +5, +10. Probably going to recoup losses. I mean, if they were really serious about expanding, in maybe 3 or 4 years, double day one sales of the Switch 2, they're going to have to take a loss on something. You can't come out of left field, say $450 base, $500 for the bundle, and due to circumstances globally, oh, we're going to add $50 to each. They got to take an L. If they want to make, listen, they sold over 1 billion software units on the Switch 2. That's money. They're making money off the software. The hardware is always a loss leader, usually.
The software is where you make the money. That's
exactly
what you do, your recurring costs, and they always sell the consoles at a loss. And I don't understand why Nintendo's suddenly trying to jack the price up on this. They can't be that expensive to put together. So they have to have a pretty solid markup on it. And I don't understand that mentality of them. Are they hurting that bad that they need to make that much money off of it and risk losing that many customers?
I mean, it's like they're not even looking at the past of like the 3DO or the Panasonic or those things were uberly expensive and failed because nobody wanted to pay that much for something so ridiculous.
Nintendo is 100% leveraging their core audience right now. Those hardcore Nintendo fans.
Yes, they are.
That are dedicated to the Mario titles, the Metroid, the Zeldas, all of those Nintendo-specific titles, right? And that's what they're banking on, are going to buy this. And it's going to work. And that's the shitty part, because everybody is loyal to them, and that encourages them to keep doing it.
They got the
money. They're going to use
on the process.
They're going to use FOMO and supply constraints.
Absolutely.
It's going to sell out North America day one. Guaranteed.
And it wouldn't surprise me if them pushing back the pre-orders is a tactic as part of that. To generate some panic and get people saying, oh my God, I have to pre-order now because, if they're having issues already, there's a chance I might not get it. And like you said, the FOMO kicks in at that point.
That sounds like a repeat of the Xbox One and Series X all over again. It was kind of like that.
Yep, I remember the Wii. I remember my dad.
The Wii was a nightmare during that release.
Different Walmarts just to find a fucking Wii.
Yeah.
And then I remember hearing on the news people getting attacked in the parking lot just buying a Wii.
What?
Logan, you don't get it. You're like you're in freaking Fantasyland with Kirby, where the rest of us have seen some shit.
I got Wii on day one, no issue, so I wasn't aware of this shortage.
Oh no, the shortage
I was outside of a Target back in New Jersey when I lived out there, and it was the Wii release, and I literally watched a man get stabbed. And well, the person bought 2, they wanted a third. He got a third and happened to be the last one. He offered him money. The guy said no, he didn't like that answer. That's exactly how it went. Yeah, it was nuts. It was right outside of a Target.
That kind of shit is why Nintendo decided, okay, we're not going to do, because it was a strategy on Nintendo's part to pretend that there was a shortage. There really wasn't. They just kept releasing them in small increments, where a truck would have 10 or 5, and that's all. And then people would be fighting over them. I've seen GameStops where they're kicking the crap out of each other. It was like a fight club at GameStop.
Typical Walmart Black Friday day, pretty much every day.
No, it was worse than Black Friday, I think, because people were going out with a fucking.
I remember that shit. People waiting in line for over 24 hours, 36 hours, sitting out in front of GameStop in tents, with camping chairs and all that kind of stuff.
He brought chairs for us to sit in. I'm like, Dad, I like the game, but I'm not that crazy.
Yeah, I know.
So.
Yeah, when we bought Steve's PS5. They took it out and they loaded it into our trunk and was like, shh, be careful going out, because they were afraid somebody was going to see it and try to jack us for it. Yeah, I mean, that's just nuts. I don't understand. I just don't understand.
The worst thing I saw with PlayStation 4, and it wasn't that bad, but this was more scam wise, where PS4 wasn't keeping up with the supply, and people that were selling stuff like on Craigslist. One woman got scammed where she had the money in her hand. He took the money, threw her the box, opened the box. It was towels.
Oh wow,
What a scummy thing to do.
Yeah.
Terry.
Look, with him,
It was
I'm gonna
towels.
laugh because I wouldn't trust anybody, any asshole selling me a console on Craigslist.
No,
Oh,
hell
yes,
no.
My life depended on it.
That's a lie, and I
It's
know
like
it's a
you're
lie because I
asking
know
me, like-
you.
Facebook Marketplace is like my last resort to go because I go like Amazon, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and I haven't been screwed over in Facebook Marketplace, but I keep it on the very like low end.
You settle down. I love Facebook Marketplace.
Who the fuck you telling to settle down? No.
We'll never agree.
He's
Hey,
like, you
nobody
settle
say
down now,
something
boy.
like-
You settle down now.
You still won't let me live it down that I have no idea what a fucking hash brown casserole thing is, whatever the fuck that is.
What?
Yeah, hash brown casserole.
Oh my god!
You
I
settle the
swear.
fuck down.
Like a Cracker Barrel hash brown casserole?
No,
Like, he doesn't know what hash brown casserole in general is.
Intel, you tell
No.
him. Settle the fuck down. You let him know now. Now I know. It's
Calm the
warranted.
fuck down.
You tell him to calm the fuck down. That
Hey,
shit.
Brandon.
Who the fuck doesn't know about a hash brown casserole? They're amazing. Especially if you make it with some maple syrup. Oh, lovely.
Maple syrup.
Maple syrup. Oh yeah, maple. You gotta get it. You gotta get it from Canada though. You gotta go to Canada.
And this guy claims to be a southerner.
I'm not. I live. Listen here, Mister. Okay, I live in the South. I'm from New Jersey. I'm an East Coast Yankee.
You do not. Oh my gosh, let's not
Whatever the
start
hell they
this
call me.
again.
The fuck
I'll
you
say
just say to me?
Oklahoma, but I don't consider
You do
Oklahoma
not
the
live
South.
in the South.
I'm not having this argument with you again, lady.
Christie settled this and said Oklahoma is in the South.
Yeah,
It is not.
It's not the South.
it is. We
Yeah.
did. We
Midwest?
proved it on the map.
No,
It's
no.
Midwest.
It's the plains.
The Great
It's in
Plains,
the
yeah.
song.
You
They
want
don't
me to
say
bring her
the
in here
wind
and then
goes sweeping
settle
through
it
the
again?
South. It goes sweeping through the plains. You're in the
Oh, okay. So what
plains.
you're telling me is okay. So the mountains and the plains and the oceans determine the geographical locations of places, is what you're telling me. So because Oklahoma has plains, I'm not
Hey,
allowed to
Rich.
be in the South.
Yeah.
Whip, are you excited
We
for the Switch too? Like I said, anybody in chat, please feel free to let us know. See, wait a minute. What did Crystal Dragon just say? Snooze. I'm snoozing ads. I had our family friend that has the same car as my aunt go with me when we got my Series X. We stopped and swapped in between cars 4 times going home like it was government VIP to make sure we got home. So, yeah, I heard about that too.
We did that shit for
Again,
Halo
it's
3.
The crazy
That's
story
crazy.
where you're trying to buy a Logan, it's like you're an innocent child learning that murder is real.
Well, to be fair, I have
To be
had
fair.
pretty much every single Nintendo console, except for the Switch. I delayed that one, but day one since the N64.
This made me
I
think
even
of
grew
the,
up on the original Nintendo and Super Nintendo that my father had.
What a
Like you
very
had the 8-bit?
Disney background you have.
Your original Nintendo that your father had?
The one that's
Yes.
probably holding up. The one that's probably
Well, here's the
holding up
thing.
must be like an old.
Oh,
Don't feel too old, Gwen.
I feel
I'm
so
old.
old.
Hey, the funny thing is that my father put the original Super Mario Bros. In my hand at 3 years old and made me play that.
listen, you want to
Says
feel
I
old.
am, but at the same time I'm not. Yeah, that's basically a lot of us.
The other
Of
day,
course, the Godfather of Twitch. I'm more on his side of things. Logan
Biased.
is more. He's probably still going to pre-order it. The damn psycho.
your nose is a little brown. No.
As long as they're not
This
going to
is just a
like
little
charge me
brown.
an arm and a leg, they go above like 600, 700. No, I'll let that pass.
I feel like Nintendo will find a way.
But talking about feeling old, I just turned 39. Like what, 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I was we were at Lowe's.
Because you don't look like that. And Logan, I kept thinking he's in his 20s, and he's like, no.
I keep thinking he's 16. I'm like, this kid's underage. Watch your mouth, Terry.
Wow, you think I'm that young?
See? What I'm talking about. We didn't get a beat
You were-
button.
I thought you were mid-20s. Like, late to late 20s, yeah.
I was
I'm
at
actually
Lowe's the other-
turning 35.
Dude, I was at Lowe's the other day, and this kid, right? The kid who sold us the washer and dryer, told me because it was my daughter's birthday. She just turned 21, and he told me he just turned 21. And then when he took my ID, he said, "Wow, you're the same birthday as my dad." And I'm like, "Now hold on a minute here, buddy."
Uh-oh.
So apparently, I'm the same age as his dad, and he is the same age as my daughter. And then he wrote his phone number on the back of the receipt, and then it became completely awkward.
Oh yeah, and then suddenly you find out he's your long lost kid, and it's like, what the hell?
Like, fuck that, I'm out. Like, nah, I don't know you. I'm going for milk. I'll be back later.
Went out for milk and cigarette back.
Yeah, I'm more and more getting the, oh, you're the same age as my mom. I'm like, really? I'm not that old. Well, I say I'm not that old. Some of my high school friends have grandchildren now. So, yeah, that's
Man.
that's awkward. That's awkward.
Shit, what's awkward is that one of my best friends has 5 kids, and he's not much older than I am.
Who?
Brandon.
I was gonna say not Sean Cobbler. Fucking Sean.
No.
Okay.
I know about that dealing with 5 kids thing. Dating a
Right, I got 3 here. So yeah, I know.
He was popping them out like a gumball machine, man.
No children.
I'm about to say my nephew was.
What games are you looking forward to for the Switch too? And anybody else have any worries about the Switch 2? Personally, I feel like the mouse function is gonna fall apart. Like
That's a gimmick.
No way that's gonna be functional after a while.
The whole
With how
the camera microphone aspect, that's just gonna flop.
I agree, only because I've seen what they did when they released the Wii and how really bad it was at sensing motion. I feel like that's going to have a lot of jank with the motion control and the mouse.
Well, I already told you, I feel like the Switch gotten a lot better than what the Wii was. Because the Wii actually had a stupid bar. This doesn't have one, and I've never had it. Really.
Yeah.
Although, I did see a trailer for a new mouse that splits into what looks like Joy-Cons. And I'm like, okay, is this a thing now where mice are going to double as Joy-Cons on PC? Like, what the hell is happening now?
Oh God, I hope not.
If I say push comes shove, they might do.
Motion control has never been anything other than a gimmick.
I know, and I have to show you guys the trailer. Like, it looks so fucking weird because it's like the mouse itself is like concaved in just so it fits the joysticks and the buttons, but it's like the fact that it splits in half. I'm like, okay, so the Switch 2 revealed their shit. Now suddenly other companies are like, hey, let's show off our stuff now. It's like, come on.
Maybe the Switch 2 Pro will have better mouse controls. Who knows?
Maybe. But that's because...
Although, you know what they said?
What?
And a lot of people said this. To fully take advantage of the mouse, they got to bring back Mario Paint from the SNES, like a remastered version or something. That would be hot.
That would
be amazing.
So many songs.
The Super Nintendo mouse didn't suck. It was actually pretty good. But yeah, I feel like it's just because now they're trying to get into more competitive shooters or whatever. I mean, like, I did enjoy Splatoon.
They already almost officially confirmed Rivals is coming to Switch 2. So that game's pretty popular right now.
I can take a quick second. Yeah. Give me a sec, guys. Oh, by the way, babe, Oklahoma, is that still the South?
No.
No.
Never mind.
Midwest.
Clearly got Medella affected. Last time she said South, now she's saying Midwest. And
It's the plane.
That's probably why I had a fucking headache from hell this morning, because I fell through some portal and landed in what I thought was my bed. This is a whole other world now. Fuck.
An alternate reality.
That's what I'm thinking now. But it's not that different. Logan's still obsessed with Nintendo.
I've been playing more PC than Nintendo, but I do love Nintendo.
Yep.
I enjoy whatever the hell I just happen to have my hands on. Right now, it might be a Nintendo, and I'm playing on my computer.
So, in the total realm of gaming, what's the one thing that could steal the thunder from Nintendo this year? Anybody following this marathon from Bungie? I'm a disgruntled Destiny 2 player. Has anybody heard of anything about it?
What about Destiny 2?
Nope.
Bungie's working on their next IP. It's called Marathons, coming out in September.
Yeah, I was watching the release.
I have heard.
That looks good. Did you check it out? It's gonna
Not
be,
yet.
it's gonna be like a run extraction. It's an extraction only, and it's literally like run and gun. Very high speed, very fast, very high speed running. A lot of parkour.
Also, wasn't Mirror's Edge similar to that too, and that it didn't really do well?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's just my
Shadow
opinion.
plays. But yeah, Mirror's Edge. I thought Mirror's Edge was actually pretty good on reviews and stuff. I only tried like the demo. I didn't really play the game.
I know they make 2 of them, but then again, you can make 15 of them, and they'll still be ass.
That's not true, dude. They might have fixed it and do that in some other games where they're good at the first ones, and then they make 15, and those ones are ass. Halo.
I'm talking about you, Final Fantasy.
The fuck you just say?
Did I stutter?
No, yeah, you did. You stuttered, okay? I actually didn't hear you, though.
Did I
He
hear
was talking
Final
about Final
Fantasy?
Fantasy.
Any of you is big Final Fantasy fans? Square Enix dropped some news yesterday. They got an official creators program now.
What they drop?
yeah?
Yeah, but isn't those requirements like insanely high to get in to be accepted?
Well, they didn't publish any requirements, so remains to be seen.
Did we
Okay.
lose somebody or?
Somebody looks like
Logan.
they dropped.
Okay.
That's because I decided to do laundry.
Oh.
It's like ain't none of y'all seeing me with these kinds of clothes. Mm-mm. These are
There's
my
nothing
private.
raunchy here. It'd just be boring unless you want to see me fold clothes.
I was about to say hiding. You don't have to hide.
Besides,
it.
what people enjoy watching the stream.
Somebody out there somewhere has a stream
Didn't
dedicated to
Macaulay
nothing but
Culkin
laundry folding.
Get like 50 million views for just eating pizza.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised there's not a laundry folding simulator as a video game.
Oh,
Hey,
God.
Speaking of that,
It's called productivity.
speaking of that,
Thank you,
the
Wes.
woman above me here, Gwen, loves spending her time on that power wash
Thank you,
simulator
Shadow, for the
all the time.
Yeah, Power Wash Simulator. That's a
What's
good
wrong with
example.
Power Wash?
Hey, Power Wash Simulator is actually pretty fun.
That's my go-to when I'm like watching TV, and I just want to be doing something while I'm watching TV.
So I have a question. Back to Nintendo talk. When Pokemon Arceus came out, anybody here who's actually tried that one? It was when they attempted to come into a first-person like RPG, Kakarot kind of style game. I didn't like it. I thought it was horrible. I thought it was very badly made. You crafted Pokeballs made out of wood and shit. No, I thought it was
They
bad.
gave me. I played a little bit of it. I'm not the biggest Pokemon trainer yet. I'm still learning. I kind of liked it. It kind of gave me like an MMO vibe. Like you got to get 5 of these, craft 3 of these. But yeah, it was a little different from the mainline Pokemon formula.
Yeah.
I'll say it was sort of main line, but at the same time not, because it was its own back in the past. My knee hurts so fucking bad.
Take some Tylenol, man. What? Eat a banana? Oh, my
I already
bad.
took 2.
That sounded like a Fortnite pill case, sir. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, hey, Don, did you see that Pauline might be in the new Donkey Kong?
Hold
I
on.
hope she is.
What did Crystal say here?
They showed cover art that got leaked, and then eventually it got changed, and it showed like either Pauline or her daughter, because she looks way younger, like a kid. But the appearance looks just like Pauline.
Okay, so cameo back to the original.
That's what I'm thinking, because like where Donkey Kong is shows him like he's falling towards wherever center of the earth kind of shit he's going to. It's like she hitched a ride with him or something.
Huh.
So, because they gave Donkey Kong his own Navi, but it's a walking rock.
Are you kidding me? His little companion?
A companion that's basically Navi, but it's a rock. So
It's a pet rock.
That
Hey,
they could
Crystal,
have done
can
better.
you elaborate on
Ship
what you're
Broman.
talking about?
All right. So what Crystal said is, at this point, wait, did you guys just read this?
no,
Yeah, I read it. I was wondering if you could
Okay.
elaborate.
All right, at this point, my biggest worries are companies doing things that push me away from Twitch or gaming with people that I met through Twitch. It's a creeping worry that Twitch and the friends I have met out here are family now. I don't want to be forced out because of money. Yeah, you need to elaborate on that.
yeah.
Ship Broman, thank you for the heart. It's awesome to see you, Ship.
Good to see you, Shipro Man. Shipro Man, do you have an opinion on the Switch too? And while we wait, if he does respond to that,
I'd love to see Shipbro play some Switch. He don't have a Switch.
I think what Crystal Dragon's trying to say is that he's getting priced out of the scene, right?
yeah, because not
Where he
everybody.
basically
more and more
can't
people are going
join
to move
people.
up. Yeah, they're going to move into Switch 2. They're going to start playing those games, and people that can't afford or just don't want to spend that much money on a new console,
Yeah, no, I
Gotcha.
agree with that.
not relevant anymore. So you can't play with those content creators that you want to, or the content that you create if you are a content creator is suddenly less relevant.
Because
Yeah,
from my
I agree with
perspective, borrowing from what Crystal Dragon's saying from his perspective, I see a mixed result for my community. If you guys don't know, I stream Mario Kart every Monday. It's going to fragment the community a little bit, especially if there's not a lot of day oneers. What also concerns me, and this hasn't been said at all, there's an upgrade edition to Mario Party Jamboree, which launched in October, and we started streaming that from the minute it went live. Now, if I proceed to upgrade to an enhanced edition, do I lose my user base who plays the normal edition? Because you're going from Switch 2 to Switch 1, and I think I would lose access.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you,
Instead
if
of-
you
right?
upgrade the game and you're playing a
Mhm.
Switch 1 title on Switch 2, is that still going to be compatible with people that are still playing on Switch 1?
That technically should, but there's a $20 paid feature upgrade where you get more features for Mario Party. But if
just
I'm hosting the
$20.
games and I'm on Switch 2 with the enhanced edition, a Switch 1 player is going to be able to play with me. Obviously, I don't think they'd get access to the features I get, but is there incompatibility? That hasn't been mentioned yet. And that's a real deal breaker for me right there.
That hasn't.
That part's gonna be really, yeah. That's also shitty because people are gonna be again missing out on that, and like Crystal Dragon, not everybody's gonna be able to afford that.
Mhm.
I mean, one of my favorite things is to like show people some obscure titles and stuff, but I don't want to like. I wouldn't do something like that where I would get get something like a Switch 2, and it's like I could afford it probably, and then it's like someone else can't, and they can't participate, they can't join in on the.
Right.
You're really
And
leaving
then-
a lot of people out.
And that's a
Yep.
great fear of mine. Am I going to lose community members? Because if I have a Switch 2 and they can't play with me, we'll go find somebody else who's still streaming Mario Kart 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because somebody's not
That's the
going to.
last thing I would ever want to do because I've based my whole streaming journey on community games, camaraderie, and everybody playing together. And this is a major upgrade to the platform, and yeah, I'm a little cautiously optimistic about that. That may not pan out well for me. We'll see.
For example, the fact that my Xbox gave me my avenue to streaming, I'm scared to keep at it.
I'm just
Yeah,
trying to think.
I get that. I get that, Crystal. Really, I really get that. And
Do you get it? Do you get it, Gwen?
Yep. I get it. And
Sure.
shut up. Shut up.
I just want to make sure you get it, Gwen. That's all. I just want to make sure.
Done. Crystal Dragon
was
does
that?
not have a PS5, right?
No,
Strictly
he's
Xbox?
Team Xbox, and he does raise a very good concern. But in his scenario, he's utilizing technology that enables him to stream from Xbox and put together a full-fledged Twitch stream with overlays and stuff. So as long as that company continues to support the trends, his worries should be lessened. But if he was to talk to you offline, there's a major feature that company is not looking towards, and that is a hindrance. They're not implementing Discord chat over Lightstream, and that is a big no-no. You need Discord. And he's working with communicating with the developers, and they're like, "Oh, we're looking into it. We're working on it. Got to work a little faster." That's the standard for any kind of communication in gaming.
Discord has definitely been like when they implemented it on PlayStation. The fact that I was able to talk to other people that I normally couldn't before, that was a great thing. Like if there's a certain game I'm going to play, and it's cross-play, and some of you are on PC, some of you are on console, I have that function there. It's not perfect, but I mean, it works.
You know, you're like the only reason I have my PS5, pretty much.
I thought you got it because somebody just gave it to you.
Oh, I bought that.
And just
You say Discord's not perfect, but it's way better than most of the in-game VoIP systems that I've seen and used.
Yeah, that's
agreed.
True.
And just to show you,
360.
I don't want to say narrow-mindedness, but the one-track mind of Nintendo. They could have easily said Discord is going to be the solution for that chat and sell them the camera. But what did they do? A proprietary setup. There are third-party cameras made by Hori that are going to work. And they already dropped a little Easter egg that it's going to be free until March 2026. And I just learned tonight, you guys heard about the $20 additional pricing.
Yep.
That's a tough pill to swallow.
I mean, I'll always be on Twitch on some level because Don knows I'm with him ride or die, which is same the whole way. I just worry because I love doing this. My heart is in being with all of you. Crystal, we love you, and I'll be there whenever I can. You know that. You know.
Yeah.
You'll always have our support, but I agree with you. Yeah,
we got you.
It's
Bill.
not even just fear of being
You
left
ain't going anywhere, CD. You're good.
Fear of being left behind.
We got you.
I understand that. I don't think anyone really uses in-game voice chats on games. They more so use programs like Discord, at least as far as I... Well, that's kind of true, because some games like Midnight Murder Club require you to use the in-game voice chat, and it's actually really fucking good. So...
Crystal, I even gave you a follow.
Another example.
It's like the same with like Repo, Lethal Company.
Yeah, games that take benefit from using proximity chat, yeah.
That's such a good feature. I love it, especially if they have your voice react to the background, like echoes and all that stuff. That stuff gets actually pretty sick. So, but yeah, Nintendo is getting a little too greedy with all this stuff right now. I'm a little more than just upset by it. They shouldn't be doing this kind of crap. I mean, they're already ridiculous with the fact that
voice price been very fast.
Every console generation, they've never lowered their prices for any reason at all. And the explanation being is that they know people are going to buy it regardless.
Thank you for the follow, Witch.
Like an annual buy for me. Whenever I get tax return, I always set aside a few games I know I'm going to get, because after that, I don't buy any of them. I just wait.
Nintendo's adopted a lot of the practices that's made Apple very successful.
Nintendo,
create a product people want, charge whatever the F you want for it, and they'll buy it anyway.
Yeah.
And the quality for Apple products is never.
It always makes me think of that asshole from Jurassic Park that got ate by the T-Rex in the toilet, where he's like, "We'll charge them $5,000 a day, $10,000 a day, and people will pay it."
Yeah.
Jesus.
Wow.
You supply it and they demand it, and you charge whatever the hell you want for it.
Yep.
Yep.
Nintendo still hasn't really worked with you yet, Don, right? Like, which I think is a shame if they haven't.
What was that?
Just find it cool.
Like, has Nintendo ever worked with you, like, in any partner program, or no?
Nintendo's program is like the mafia. You don't call them; they call you.
This is true.
We're trying to go through a few channels to see if we get a conversation. And
I
again,
hope something.
I am
That's-
very
that's-
biased, but I think I was very subjective today with my thoughts.
Yeah,
So,
but I
not
still would
totally
say,
biased.
even with your
But-
thoughts, I feel like a good bit of communication from them would be like, hey, you stream the Nintendo Switch 2 for us, blah blah blah, something, like
because there is something. It's called the Nintendo Ambassador Program.
mhm.
There's actually some prominent YouTubers that used to be in it because they wanted to stream the port of Legend of Zelda to the PC.
Yeah,
They got thrown out of it. So it seems to be a very exclusive club. I've checked out a few of them, and not many of them, not any of them that I've checked out have been there from day one. So I have brand recognition. I know the product. I've been playing with it for 40 years. So I hope that one day I could have a conversation with Nintendo, and I'll continually support them in their endeavors. But I'm not going to turn a deaf ear to the community when they don't like something Nintendo's doing. We'll have a conversation amongst the community about it. That's all. That's why we're here today doing this.
yeah. And Don, thank you for the bits, by the way. And Crystal Dragon says, "Believe me, I appreciate the support. These are concerns I don't hear talked of often, but that's why I never want to stay quiet about how my life changed the night I started on Twitch." Which, hey, that's a lot of us. I mean, I was always on and off Twitch and didn't get anywhere, and then my buddy Jaddy showed me how to do that, and then I started learning from other streamers such as Don, Turk, Mike. Every
I've
I've
learned a
learned
lot
from
from
every
Turk too.
different
I didn't know that.
Twitch streamer. And yeah, definitely gotta get Turk in on it because he has
He's
his own
online
podcast.
right now.
I met Turk.
What?
My
You met
first
Turk,
week on
dude?
Twitch. First week on Twitch 4 years ago.
That's awesome. See, that's
that's how long
amazing
we've
how
known
we've all
Turk.
that you guys have stuck together like this long.
That's how I
on
met
your
Noctem.
journey.
I met Noctem in Turk's stream one night.
Yeah,
This dude's cool.
That is awesome. That's
and funny
wonderful
enough,
to hear.
Jaddy was the one telling me about you after I met you, and he's like, "Have you seen this one Nintendo streamer?" And he described you, but did not mention you by name. And I'm like, "Are you talking about Don Poleone?" And he's like, "Yeah, how do you know? I already got acquainted. I already know who he is, and he's pretty freaking cool." So
Shit.
and
A name
just
like
went
that
from
sounds like
there.
the head of a mafia boss.
Ah,
I mean,
so
that's
Turk.
basically how I see him. He's the godfather of Twitch.
Yeah, Turk gave me that name too.
It sticks.
Turk is
Sorry,
playing Amnesia: The Dark
nobody's first
Descent.
Don story will match up to mine. I met Don the night I crushed him with my hell pod.
I am so
Oh,
sad
good
I
old
didn't
Divers.
quite get that recording. All I got was the scream and the laugh. So,
Not to stir up a hornet's nest, but if that game was published by Xbox Game Studio, it'd be on every platform right now. Just saying.
Which fire says he's
Well,
going to need some context.
And in every country.
Every
shout out to the
country.
fucking heavens,
Fucking
because
Sony.
Sony's being but the thing is, Arrowhead actually really did try to reach out to other companies to get Helldivers multi-platform, and everyone else said no. So Sony said yes for that, but now it's because it's so popular, Sony don't want to let it go.
Yeah,
So-
and those other companies are probably regretting that choice too, because I believe,
I
like
call-
Tom said, if
If
it
they
hadn't been on
focus
Sony, it would be way more popular than it is.
if they
The
focus
reason
on the
why I call it the
security,
Demon Souls effect is because Sony they did agree to put Demon Souls on the PS3, but they didn't want to publish the game themselves, so that's when Atlas came in and did it. And Demon Souls was a surprise hit for them. So that when Sony approached, what was it, FromSoft to make a sequel, FromSoft said no, because they said no. So they made Dark Souls, made that multi-platform, made a killing, and that's when Bloodborne came about. But now, again, Sony's got their head up their ass. They said no to Bloodborne too, and it's the same shit again now, but with Nintendo with the Dustblood. It's like nobody's learning from their past mistakes here. It's
give it
insane
time.
that keeps happening.
He hates
And
that
they're
he
porting
can't-
Elden Ring for launch day.
Yeah, exactly. They're doing that, and FromSoft is making a killing. I mean, Sony is trying like hell to own them, but they're also trying to remain independent.
I thought they did get them.
Tencent wants to buy FromSoft. Japan doesn't want to let Tencent buy because it's a Chinese company, and they don't want the Chinese owning a Japanese company. So there's a lot of friction there.
Absolutely.
And yeah, like we'll see what happens with the Dustbloods. The Dustbloods is probably going to make Sony rethink. Okay, maybe let's do a remaster of Bloodborne, and then it's like we wanted part 2, you dumbasses. It's like, come on.
Yeah,
that's
but
what I thought.
How many good games has Sony had over the years that they've just let die?
A lot.
That's a big
Killzone.
I have a whole
Killzone is one I know I've heard about a lot.
Like,
I think the Metal Gear series, is that still going?
They just
They just brought it back.
Did they finally?
But the thing is, Sony, Sony really fucked up, and really, I think what it was is how they handled 4. So, because 4 came out, and that was more of a cinematic game that happened to have some gameplay in it. That was all. Whoa, what just? Oh, Don.
We must act now, before even more planets fall.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
But yeah, Sony, like I said, they're not immune to this kind of shit, but they're gonna eventually take advantage of what's happening with Nintendo right now. They've been doing that since the beginning, like when they first announced the price of the first PlayStation with the $299 mic drop. Logan, you should look that up. It's kind of badass.
I'm trying to think of a few other series that Sony pretty much just let die, and they somewhat trying to bring back.
On the PS2, they had a bunch. Like the game Primal came out, and to me, that one was a little ahead of its time. It was doing a lot more of like what the story cinematic games that we have today. But Primal on the PS2, that was great. That one, good adventure, good cast, and they just, I don't know, they did nothing with that because they left it open for a sequel. And again, like I said, the most now is that you can just download it on PS5 through the PS4 backwards compatibility, and that's about it. SOCOM apparently is coming back after Sony let that one die.
That was actually really good.
Yeah, because the company that developed Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, they're the ones that kind of killed SOCOM. They made one of the worst ones at the time, and I don't know. They tried to bring that back, and it just
bombed essentially.
Yeah. And then, geez, I'm trying to think what other Killzone and Resistance. They definitely let those games die. Like, both games got banished,
pretty much
and they never recovered.
Weren't they trying to copy Gears of War or something? Essentially,
Killzone. Both of them were trying to emulate Halo. Gears, I would think more Uncharted did that, but Uncharted ended up kind of becoming its own thing and mostly successful. And then they just let that one go too. And now Sony is completely canceled The Last of Us 3.
Really?
Yeah, they're remastering the other ones.
Oh, good grief.
They're just milking the same thing over and over.
I know.
But the reason
$110, I heard.
Oh no, I'm looking at the price right now, and if you want the bundle, it's $100 for both games.
Oh my god!
Oh, same games they just put out, right? I mean, what's the deal? Is it something collectible?
They're calling
My
it
husband
the
is a
Last of Us
massive
2.
Last of Us fan, and so
And
he's going to
it's
be
just
really sad to hear
one
that.
massive download, and I'm like, I already got them. I'm good. You guys can go fuck yourselves. So, but my other thing about
Sony.
Yeah.
But you would think with the Last of Us TV show doing as well as it is, that they would be wanting to make another one.
It's because Neil Druckmann is a little bitch that couldn't stand the fact that of the criticism he got over the second one because he killed Joel. And
well, he shouldn't have killed
that's
Joel.
Gonna happen. that the other shit that shouldn't have happened was the fact that he let Anita Sarkeesian help him like influence how the story of the game went. That's the reason why Joel died. And then he's even more upset because, and a lot of people don't realize this, but the game Days Gone, he was pissed that's Sony was letting that game happen, and it's a similar premise. But
Yeah.
I thought Days Gone was amazing.
Yeah.
It's also on Steam. And
I can attest. I loved Days Gone as a zombie fan. Zombie
My
game
my
fan.
husband loves Days Gone too. Yeah.
I'm thinking
But
about revisiting
Neil
that because I didn't give
Druckmann-
it a chance. I heard it got
Neil Druckmann threatened Sony that if they gave any more support to them, that they would cancel the third Last of Us. So they withheld the sales numbers, which ended up finally getting revealed that Days Gone sold almost as much as Ghost of Tsushima. So it was a success. So it should have gotten a sequel. That's the reason why they're doing a remaster, because again, Neil Druckmann didn't want the remaster to come out. So now that happened, he just pulled The Last of Us 3 because Sony's like, we're going back on that because people really want this. And that's why the remaster is happening, because now it's going to gauge how much people really want it. Me, I have the disc. I can just get the $10 upgrade for that.
Yeah.
I'm going to play it again. I do enjoy it. I've already bought the game on my Steam Deck, and I'm already halfway through it. It's fun. I totally recommend it for anybody to play because there's a lot of fun stuff in it, a lot of good zombie killing, but it's more than just that. It's a good story behind it too, and the open world's nice. I like that. The much like the Mad Max game, you can use fuel to keep your motorcycle going, and if you run out of fuel, you're kind of screwed. So, just something to check out. And again, it's just shitty how Sony handles that. I mean, none of these companies are perfect, and not even Valve. And Valve's kind of the one leading the way with all the PC handhelds now.
We ever going to see Half-Life 3?
Oh.
Are we finally getting that?
No, I'm asking. You think we'll ever see it? Because Valve don't need the money. They're making all the money off the store. Why spend the money on developing a game, right?
That game is as elusive as Grand Theft Auto 6.
Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out. It's coming out in like October, November, something like that.
2039.
No, this year.
I hope it don't get delayed.
This year we're going to push it back.
The base price.
$100, right?
120.
120.
Oh my god!
The thing is, to run it on PC, you're literally going to need the top of the line of everything to possibly run it on the lowest settings. Possibly. Don't hold me to that.
And you know how day one launches are. They're filled with bugs and issues.
Oh, without a doubt.
And server outages. Is the online debuting at launch? I didn't hear that.
I have no idea.
But Don, I do remember when you got Payday and could not run the game.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my God. Payday 3.
That was a disaster.
That was disappointing. We got sponsored by, who does that? Deep Silver?
Deep Silver, yeah.
Yeah, they sent us a code. We were all hyped. Crystal Dragon had his on pre-order. We didn't play one. I don't even think we played one game that night.
No, that was such a... The second Payday was phenomenal.
And you know what they did?
I go back to it every now and again. It's
blamed
probably
Game
working.
Pass, just like they did for Outriders. So software as a service is supposed to be the next big thing in gaming, but when it shit hits the fan, you blame it. They're hypocrites sometimes. Oh well.
Outriders tried to compete with Remnant, and that.
I liked Outriders. They just pulled the plug on that really fast.
I did
Square
enjoy
Enix
it,
did it.
but I did prefer the Remnant games. Like those to me were much more fun. Second was definitely way more refined. A lot more to do too. That broke my heart. I love Payday. Biggest news I haven't heard and want in crossplay for Division 2. Let us all squad up and carve a. That would be cool.
I don't know if I could.
I wish there was crossplay, but
I'm hoping they flip a switch or something. Look, Division 2 is not coming out for another 3 years. At least do the crossplay now. Get everybody together.
What you mean 3?
Yeah, 3. Sorry.
No,
I want them to flip the switch on crossplay for 2. It's excuses.
They should just be able to. I mean, they've already, like, different companies have already proved how well crossplay has been working. It seems like it's a requirement more than anything else right now. I mean, World War Z has it. Back for Blood has it. Through some limitations, Borderland has it. I mean, come on, the Power Rangers fighting game has it on every platform. So,
Question about
mighty
that.
Ubisoft can do it. Apparently,
Destiny 2.
Wasn't the Power Ranger game used to be free?
that was the phone version.
Oh, that's why. Okay, I saw Power for the Grid, and I'm like, I used to play this damn game.
And Ubisoft has its own problems right now. Like I said, they're
shit.
They're dealing with a lot of crap right now. That can be a whole other segment because of what they're dealing with. I mean, you got Assassin's Creed, you got the way they treated the employees, the sexual harassment stuff with the development. There's a whole laundry list of crap that's happening over there.
I'll say a quick question for the Division 2. What's the year one pass for?
Year one pass?
Yes. I'm looking at it
Classified
right-
missions, cosmetics, the level 30 boost. If you want to boost these, most, if you're playing it for the first time, obviously you're not going to boost the character, but
well, no shit.
You get up to 3 additional character slots if you want to make alts. There's a whole science behind it because you get more resources and stuff. But yeah, that's what it's included.
Because I'm looking at it right here and right now. Let's say Division 2, Warlords of New York, Ultimate Edition for $60. You get Battle Worn, Secret Service.
That goes on sale for $15 every other week. So
I'm also looking at the standard Division 2 with Warlords of New York expansion for $3.20.
Yeah, they made changes to the game last year. It's called One Endgame, so you don't necessarily need the expansion. But then months later, what they did is they baked the expansion into the game. If you buy it, if you already didn't have it, of course they're gonna make you buy it. They got a nickel and dime you. But a new player could buy the $10 version and have the base when it's on sale, and have the base game and the expansion.
Yeah, I mean, I can get the base game and expansion for $3.70 right now.
Yeah, depending where you get it, you could get it really cheap.
A 301 bundle.
We were privileged to be included last month. There was an anniversary event. I'm part of the Ubisoft partner program, so we hosted exclusive drops, and part of it was a sale on the Division.
I agree with you, Christian.
So that was fun.
Also, well, I just saw everyone remembers playing Turok, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm looking at
Turok
on Xbox for $17.99. 1, 2, and 3.
I'm stuck because I'm just wanting Mortal Kombat. Like I want to fight people, and Game Pass only has 11, so it's like years behind.
I mean, I can still throw down with you on 11. I think that's crossplay.
And
okay, I'd have to reinstall it. Yours on a PS5, right?
Yeah, but it should be crossplay. All right, guys. I gotta get going. Definitely gotta cut it for now. But I think we tackled some stuff.
That was a great conversation tonight, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me.
Don, anytime.
Hey,
like
what's
I said,
up,
we have
Bird? Welcome.
We can definitely have an Ubisoft conversation.
Hey, Bird.
Hey, Bird, you shut up just in time for me to end it.
I know we're about to raid out, bud.
But Logan, thank you for your opinions and stuff. I actually appreciated hearing what you had to say about all that stuff, man. Of course,
Thanks for having me.
Being our PC biased opinion. Like I feel like I land more on the console side of things. Specifically my PlayStation, but glad that didn't come up too much.
Yeah,
I'm definitely an Xbox
multi-platform
I don't
approach.
How people can consider.
Nope,
PC
I'm PC. Definitely PC.
PC isn't a console, Terry. Don't worry.
People can shut the fuck up about calling it a master race for.
It is the master race. It's a master race.
But you guys were awesome. This was really awesome. I appreciate everybody that showed up. And obviously, we're going to be doing this again. Like I said, once a month. It might get bumped. Like if my schedule change works out to where I'll be front half, then maybe it'll be more a bi-week. We'll flip it back to a bi-weekly.
Oh,
thing.
I look forward to going back to that.
A lot sooner. Definitely talk about a lot of the stuff we want to talk about. So,
all right. For everybody, thank you all. For everybody who was here, we had some amazing people here. We had some amazing stars. This is episode 3 concluding of Mindless Entertainment. Again, we are available on Spotify as well. Please give us a like and follow and give us a good listen. Thank you all for coming by.
thank you all.
Thank you all.
Be rating out to my buddy George Cadman. If anyone wants to stick around and get ready to follow
knock them.
Yes.
One request.
Sure.
Oh, Bird,
If
absolutely.
this time, can we shout out everybody who streams that was on the panel to make sure we're all connected?
Sure.
I think I do follow everybody just to be safe.
Oh, please do that. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
I don't stream, unfortunately. I don't have the. Well, I think my computer can do it, but unfortunately, I'm just I'm a moron that really doesn't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I have a channel, but I have yet to do my inaugural stream. Hopefully, that'll be happening soon.
Hold on, what the fuck is my Twitch name anyway? I don't.
I'll be helping you figure that out, and I guess it's my turn. Anybody knows I'm Mindless Mike. I stream on Twitch. I just do mindlessness all the time.
And if you'd like to follow me and get in on the ground floor, as it were, my username is Lady Guinevere.
Fuck.
All right. In case you didn't know, Don Paul Leon. Oh, go ahead, Noctum. I'm sorry.
No,
I just gave you a follow, Don.
Okay. Good. I should be able to see you now. In case I didn't mention it earlier, Don Paulione from the streets of New York City. The accent is 100% real.
Thank you, Bert.
Community game streamer, Nintendo fanboy of 40-plus years, coming this December. And it was quite an honor to meet everybody today who I haven't met before. Nintendo, do better. Let's get this pre-order chaos settled, and let's look forward to Switch 2. Thank you, everybody, for your time.
Awesome.
Oh,
we'll be rating out into George Cadman. He actually just made his triumphant return back to Twitch. He's currently playing Repo. Who isn't playing Repo?
I'm not.
We haven't played Repo in a while.
Yeah.
Repo is really fun, though.
I'm being a drug lord right now.
I've been seeing that you playing that game. Yeah.
Take care, everybody.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, I didn't know that was leaving yet.